Hello Baggies fans and welcome back to the Baggies podcast YouTube channel. It's a preview show, of course, as you can tell by the title and thumbnail. We're doing a preview show for the Brighton game, which we kick off at the Hawthorns on Saturday at 3 o'clock. Since we last spoke, which was in the Baggies podcast, episode 33, if you haven't listened to it already, go and do it. Go on. Well, after this video, of course. But yes, this is a preview show for the Brighton game. Make sure you go and listen to the Baggies podcast, because since the last time we spoke on that podcast, we've had some exciting news regarding fans coming back to stadiums. Now, by the looks of the government guidelines, it looks like that we're going to be allowed to return with maximum capacities by around the 17th of May. 17th of May is the benchmark, but obviously if things are a bit worse then they'll move it back. But that's sort of a bit of a date in mind. And then full capacity stadiums, they'll be 21st of June. That's just in time for the Euro game between England and Czechoslovakia, which is very good, of course. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back into the Albion ground. Honestly, I've really missed it. It's a year today that I'm recording this since our last home win in front of fans, of course. But yes, well, it could have been since our last home win, but no, in front of fans, of course. Hopefully, I'm going to be bringing you extra content when that comes. Perhaps some match vlogs, match videos, that sort of thing. Me talking you through my experience going to the Albion. Talking you through my routine, what I do when I'm there, talking to other fans perhaps as well. If that's something you want to see, just drop a comment. It'd be great to hear that when we're back inside stadiums, because I really can't wait for that to happen. Anyway, let's get on with this match preview. If you want to go and follow me on Twitter, it's at the Baggies Pod. If you want to go and follow me on Instagram, it's at the Baggies Podcast. They're both available. Instagram's up and running now. You can tell by the slightly more jazzier thumbnails that you've been getting. But however, it's time for a Brighton preview. Time to get straight into this. Leave a like and make sure you subscribe if you're new, because it'll be great to have you on board when we do get back to stadiums and we can provide some match day vlogs. Let's get straight into it. But yes, time for a preview of Brighton and West Bromwich Albion. As I mentioned, it kicks off on Saturday at the Hawthorns at 3 o'clock. So it's obviously fantastic to be able to give you a preview to this one. It's an exciting clash, to be honest. It's a game in which either team could win. Both teams will see it as a sort of must-win, to be honest. But there's exciting news coming on the Baggies podcast, because I have managed to secure a professional footballer. I spoke to him the other day, a former West Brom player, and if you keep up with our Twitter account, you'll be able to guess who it is, because I'm revealing clubs day by day as to who they played for, so you'll be able to see just sort of what player have got on by guessing the clubs that they played for. So hopefully you'll be able to find that out and find out exactly who it is. Have a little guess, see if you can guess the answers. But yes, that's hopefully going to be very exciting. That'll be in the podcast on Monday. But Brighton and West Brom, how are we looking at the moment? We've played quite well over the past two games. Deserved wins out of both of them. Could be 6 points. Could have 6 points out of those two games, but instead we only ended up with 2. So it could be 4 points better off, really. But the problem in the last game was that we couldn't hit the barn door. We couldn't hit the barn door, as my podcast episode suggested. We just couldn't get the ball in the back of the net, and that's a shame, because I feel we worked really hard. We outplayed Burnley, and I actually think at times we outplayed Man United and definitely had the better chances. But yeah, I just hope that we can pick ourselves up, dust ourselves down, and realise that if we play like that again, surely a win's got to come. But yeah, we've been defensively solid over the past couple of games as well. Pretty resolute. I like the Bartley-Ajayi partnership, although that's not going to be the case on Saturday. But yes, I've been liking that partnership, and I've been liking the back line as a whole. I think things have been going really well. Things are relatively positive, even though we're probably accepting that unless a drastic miracle happens, we are likely to be going down. It's just the way things are. But at the moment, we're seeing some more positive performances, and we're finally looking like a Premier League side. Part of that has to be down to the new signings. Yokuşlu has come in, and he looks an absolute player. I really hope we keep him. I think him sat in front of that back four, we look fairly impenetrable when it comes to scoring. Hopefully those words don't come back to bite me and he gets sent off or something. But yeah, he's done really well, and I'm pleased to have him at the club at least till the end of the season, hopefully longer. Diagne, right in a focal point up front, is what we've needed. The strikers that we had, Grant, I might not include Robinson, because he's a bit of a pain in the ass, because he starts to run around and he starts to cause the opposition problems. But in terms of Grant, I think Grant Carney a bit too easily overcome, a bit too easily sussed out their game style. I think Robinson causes problems, and I think he might do a nice job if him and Diagne get a link up going. But yeah, obviously things have been much more positive since the new signings came in. In terms of Brighton, they lost to Palace in their last game. This was the battle of the XG. This was one of these Football Manager games that you'll play, which you get all the XG like Brighton did, and you look to have created about 5 or 6 goal scoring opportunities, and Crystal Palace make 1 or 2, and they end up scoring both of them, and then they win the game. So yeah, it's just the way that things are. It's a real smash and grab from Palace, really, but they haven't won for 4 games, Brighton. There's no way about, no dodging around the fact they beat Liverpool and haven't won for the previous 4 games. They've hit their high, and perhaps they're coming down from that now. They were edged out by Palace in that sort of smash and grab victory, but they certainly haven't been in great form. It's not like that they've been, tearing up trees, and that one victory for Palace has just come and ruined things. I mean, Brighton and Palace have some sort of rivalry going on. I'm not sure where that came from. I think it's just general hatred of each other. But yeah, I think if we start to, if we play our game, we work hard, I think we've got a chance of winning. I said that last week. I mean, I keep saying it. But yeah, there might be light at the end of the tunnel if we can start to string some results together. If you've got a more confident and happy side, like you did coming into the Championship season when we came down a couple of seasons ago, like the Big Dave managed to get with us, things look better in the Championship for that. And we did well in that season, and we bounced off that the following season. It's all about momentum. So hopefully we can go and get a win against Brighton. In terms of memories of the clashes against Brighton, I don't think I've watched Brighton play West Brom in the league since before 2017. I think I might be too young for that. But yeah, Brighton 2-0 win with Pardew. I remember. I think it was like the one of 2 games that he won with us. I think he won the other in the Liverpool FA Cup game, which obviously fantastic. Yeah, I think Johnny Evans, Craig Dawson scored in that game. I think, yeah, 2 fantastic corner routines, I do have to say. Pulis-esque, I'd have to say as well. But yeah, 2 corner routines ended up winning the game for us. I remember we lost 3-0 or 3-1 when they first got promoted as well, Brighton. In that same season, earlier on in that season, I think we got 3-1. I think I was actually watching some Sunday morning football at that point. I don't think I was actually watching our game, but I was listening to it in my headphones on the radio, and we ended up losing. But yeah, another one is an FA Cup, which I think was another 3-0 or 3-1 victory, but we took them to extra time, and I remember the ending squad that we had on the pitch included like Tulloch, Morgan, Rogers, Field, Harper. It had a lot of young players in it, so it was an interesting lineup to say the least. Let me know your memories of Brighton. I'm sure there'll be some of you who are quite a lot, older than me that are going to be able to remember further back than I can and remember more clashes against Brighton than I can. Obviously, I can only remember those 3, and I think they're probably the only 3 that we had. But feel free to drop your memories in the comments. Always greatly appreciated to you guys getting involved. But yeah, those are my memories. It's a bit. I feel like I haven't seen enough of Brighton against West Brom to be able to judge this in previous match terms. But I do know that we had a bit of glimmer of hope. They gave us a bit of a glimmer of hope under Pardew. I hope they don't give us a bit of a false glimmer of hope here, like they did in that particular game, and hopefully go on to create some more happy memories. In terms of injuries, we've got a few out more than last game against Burnley. We've got Gibbs, who's out with their neck/shoulder problem. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, no surprise. Snodgrass is not going to be risked, according to Sam Allardyce, and Semi Ajayi has been obviously suspended after that red card against Burnley, so it's not going to be nice not to have Semi there. Obviously, that Semi and Bartley partnership is doing really well, and unless somebody goes and snags Semi, I don't think that we're going to have any problems keeping him at all. I don't think we're going to be able to. I don't think we're going to be able to have any problems. I think Semi's been at the heart of most of these goals that have been going in, so I'm not sure many teams will want to come in for him. Hope they don't. Hope we keep him. Hope we keep Bartley. Semi's one of the steals that we've had, really. In terms of Brighton, their injuries are as follows. I'm not sure about details. If you're a Brighton fan, feel free to drop their injuries in the comments or how long they're out for. But from what I gained from the injury list was Webster is out, Andone's out, March is out, and I know Lamptey's out because he was in my fantasy football team, and I can't put him back in because he's still injured. But yeah, that is the score with injuries. That's who's going to be playing. In terms of a predicted lineup for West Brom, I'm going to go in goal Sam Johnston, right back Furlong, centre back O'Shea coming in for the suspended Ajayi. Got Bartley at centre back, left back I'm going to play Townsend, in front of the back four Yokeshlu, then Maitland-Niles and Gallagher in front. Left wing, I'd go for Pereira, and then right wing, I'd like to see Dean Garner, but I can't see it happening. Allardyce will want somebody more defensively duty. I think that's probably going to be Phillips, but I might play Robinson if I'm picking a sort of half and half measure. I'd love to see Robinson. I don't know what he's got to do to to be replacing Matt Phillips in this side. I can't, unless Matt Phillips is the most brilliant trainer in the world. I'm not really sure how he's still getting picked ahead of Callum Robinson. In terms of prediction, I'm going to go for a 1-0 win for West Bromwich Albion. I think a win's been coming. A win's coming. It felt like this under Pardew, actually, where he had so many positive performances when he first came in. And we just couldn't put the ball in the back of net until a Brighton game, actually, and we ended up winning. But yeah, I'm going to go for a 1-0 win, and I'm going to go for a Diagne goal, because not only do I think he needs a goal as well, not only because he scored in that Man United game and looked like scoring loads more, but his XG is absolutely through the roof. Should have had about 4 or 5 since joining West Brom. However, I need him to bring some points in, because he's in my fantasy team, and I feel that he needs to come and do the business for my fantasy league team. I'm sure he knows how important that is, and I'm sure he knows that he needs to go and get a goal now. But I'm going to go for a 1-0 win. Feel free to comment your score predictions in the comments. It's always fantastic to see your thoughts on what you think is going to happen. But that brings us to the end of the Baggies podcast match preview for this week. Hopefully you enjoyed the game on Saturday. You're all keeping safe and all keeping well. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at the Baggies Pod, or on Instagram at the Baggies Podcast. Or feel free to listen to the Baggies podcast. Make sure you stay tuned on my social media, because there's a big guest coming on Monday. I can stress it no more. Somebody who's played in, great fixtures across the years at the club, played for many different clubs. Hopefully you can guess that over on Twitter if you want to go and see the clues that I'm putting out. But he's a big guest, trust me. Some great stories he told me, and very funny guy. So hopefully you guys enjoy this episode. You'll know by probably if you're watching on Friday or Saturday, you'll know. But follow me on Twitter if you want to see who the guest is, because it will be unveiled on there shortly. But thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure having you here on the Baggies Podcast Preview Show. And I'll see you next time, hopefully after 3 points against Brighton. See you later. Bye-bye.